what's up, Fighter? Fightman 64 here, and welcome back to some more F-ZERO GX! Last time we encountered Black Shadow at the lightning area, only to fall for his trap to have a bomb planted on the Blue Falcon, in which we had to survive and maintain our speed to survive and make it all the way to the finish without our vehicle blowing up. And now, we get into the penultimate chapter of the game, Chapter 7, the F-ZERO Grand Prix. As I like to call it, the hardest chapter in the game to beat. And for good reason. And there's a good reason why I think this chapter is much harder than what Chapter 5 has to offer. And you'll be seeing why here today. So, like always, before we begin, if y'all could do me a huge favor and punch that like button on this video, I would really appreciate it. And also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button today if you're not a subscriber already, because we still have a lot of you watching my videos as a non-subscriber. And if you're one of them, please consider subscribing today, and let's reach that next goal of 700 subscribers and hit the notification bell if you enjoy gaming content such as this one. Chapter 7, the F-ZERO Grand Prix. We have made it to the penultimate chapter long last. With his death averted, Captain Falcon visits the F-ZERO competition ground. And it's going to be a painful ride at that. So let's do our best and come out on top.
Ladies and gentlemen, the contestants. The high-flying medico, Dr. Stewart. The hitman who flies at the speed of sound, Pico. The Japanese warrior, Samurai Goro. The cyborg returns, Mighty Gazelle. The Emperor of Brutality, Black Shadow. And the bounty hunter, Captain Falcon!
Well, still alive it seems, but I won't miss this chance to make mincemeat of you.
Black Shadow, I'll show you. You'll never beat me.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines!
Oh man, I am so not looking forward to this, but this is the penultimate chapter of the game. All we gotta do is get first place and become the Grand Prix champion. And for this one, I think I am gonna change my setup just a little bit and go for a little bit more max speed than I do with acceleration for this one, because this chapter is hard as balls. And it doesn't matter what difficulty you're playing this on. So, this is exactly like what you think it is. It's a Grand Prix and it's a winner-takes-all situation in that matter. So for first difficulty, there are 3 left, and you're going to notice that Blood Falcon and Black Shadow are going to be spending most of their time up front. Get used to that. Just to say. So the purpose of the race is you want to come out on top and win first place like you're doing an actual Grand Prix in that sort. And if you do that, you will be successful. And in this case, it's going to be really hard for me to do because of my analog stick for no reason drifting to the left at all times. You probably have noticed that happening in the last episode, and whenever that crap happens, you fall off the track. So having to deal with that and win at the same time, that is going to be an issue for me here. I think I can manage this and come out on top. As long as the analog stick doesn't screw me over like it did on that first attempt. Obviously, as it did, from what you saw. Now crashing Black Shadow and Blood Falcon, this is something that is completely optional to do. But it is highly suggestive. But for this race, you kind of do want to crash Blood Falcon and Black Shadow as soon as possible, as if those two will be spending most of their time up in front. And they are mainly the two that you pretty much gotta watch out for at all times. Because if you don't take them out, if not wanting to be aggressive, then winning this race is going to be a problem. Just to say. I would also suggest using your boost carefully as well, as if game 2 cares about your boosting, that can lead you to your demise if you're having to be so unlucky. But let's see if I'll be lucky on this one, and I unfortunately did not. Blood Falcon, I think, won that race, and that was the first time completing the Grand Prix. So if you can, try and crash Black Shadow and maybe Blood Falcon. Because if you do that, your chances and odds of winning will be better. Because if you don't, well, good luck trying to beat this chapter without much struggling if you don't manage to take out Black Shadow or Blood Falcon if you're ever given the open opportunity. Pretty much. What can also happen too is that if you do a good enough hit on Blood Falcon and Black Shadow, you will have limited their supply of energy, which often at times feels a bit unlimited in that sense. Winning the Grand Prix, no matter what difficulty you're playing, is very hard, and you gotta be very careful on how you maneuver the track. And there you see I took out Black Shadow, meaning that Blood Falcon is the only obstacle that stands in the way. I mean, other racers can do that as well, but it's mostly Blood Falcon and Black Shadow that you gotta worry about for the most part. And of course, I lose to Blood Falcon yet again, due to him having a better top speed than I do. Unfortunate. How unfortunate. And honestly, this will take a long while before you even, well, eventually catch a break in that regard. This mission is not easy by any circumstances, because what you're going to be dealing with is high competition with a large amount of stress to go along with that. So if you can crash Blood Falcon and Black Shadow by any chance, then that's great. Otherwise, if you don't, well, good luck trying to beat both of them. Because you're gonna need it. And I mean really. You're gonna need all the luck you can get and to outmaneuver them. It is hard as balls. as I said. And it doesn't matter whether you're doing this on normal difficulty, hard, or even very hard difficulty. But there is a difference between hard and very hard after you beat the normal difficulty in that regard. There is a big difference in between them. And with that, we have completed the normal difficulty. Only took about 10 minutes to complete that. Which will unlock us Seekers of the Champion Belt, the second to last chapter of the game.
Our champion, Captain Falcon! The F-ZERO Committee will now present the champion's prize belt.
What the?
Black Shadow, you failed again. You good for nothing.
Forgive me, Lord Death!
Just who are you?
I am Deathborn, the Grand Prix champion of the underworld. Why don't you and I race each other tomorrow? Surely, as champion, you have to accept.
And so the real villain has appeared. Black Shadow is the main villain this time, as he is part of that story mode as the villain for like most of it. But it turns out that the one pulling the string behind all this is Deathborn, who we race next time. But now we get to the hard chapter difficulty of this same painful ride that we had to deal with. And like I said, there is a difference between each of the three difficulties. So now on hard difficulty, instead of doing 3 laps, we have to complete 4 laps in this game. And Black Shadow and Black Falcon unfortunately does have a few tricks up their sleeve. What is it exactly? Well, you'll find out in a moment. If we do survive the first lap, that is. The thing you also want to watch out for along the way is you want to watch out for spinning vehicle, because there are some racers like Samurai Goro, Michael Chain, Michael Chain, and some other that will do their spin attack relentlessly. And that is what you got to be very careful of, because getting hit by one of the spinning cars, that will do a crap load of damage to your vehicle. So you want to not be caught in a crossfire of that. If you're caught in a crossfire of that, winning this race will be much more difficult than it should be. Alright, so now we're on to lap number 3, and Black Shadow and Blood Falcon are both still standing. They're both still standing up to this point. But they do have one more trick up their sleeve, as I said, and we are just about to get to that part momentarily. Just after we finish this lap. So now what you're going to notice here is that on lap 4, this is where Black Shadow and Blood Falcon will start to get aggressive here. That if we can ever get close enough to them, that is. And my odds of winning is not looking very good right now. As things currently stand, I don't think we're going to be able to see it, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, we did get to see it at the very end. So as you can see, Black Shadow or Blood Falcon, whoever is not in the lead in lap 4 will not be doing their spin attack. There's a reason for that. And that is because Black Shadow and Blood Falcon are trying to defend the lead for one another, as these two are best buddies as well. So yeah, you can definitely tell the AIs are way more relentless than the last part. Getting hit by any of the spin attacks will make you lose a lot of energy, and that is something you do have to watch out for. And there's like a few racers that does that, and they can knock you off course if you're hit at a bad spot. So yeah, on all 3 difficulty on this chapter alone, this is like one of the hardest chapters in the game in my personal opinion. Next to the chapter 5 of very hard difficulty, where an absolute perfect run is needed. Just about. Because if you don't get a good run, then winning will be difficult, as I said. So yeah, if possible, you can try to take out Blood Falcon and Black Shadow to like better your odds at winning the race instead of someone else taking the title from you. And there you see one of them spitting. And that is why I suggest you be very careful when you enter into lap 4, because they will spin like crazy. And will try to take out every chance they get. And if they hit you, that won't be good. So yeah, this is going to take a long while for me to finish all 3 of the difficulties. And hopefully it won't take hours to beat like the last one did. And I think I took out Black Shadow. I'm not sure who I took out. But yeah, if you can take out Blood Falcon and or Black Shadow at the same time, your odds will be great. As long as one of the other random racers don't screw you over. Whether they be spinning attack or just hitting you in bad spots by any chance. You also do want to be careful about how you use your booster, because like I said, get too careless about your boost, and you're gonna probably be plummeting to your death like that, or crashing, whichever is worse. All right, we took out Black Shadow again. I literally saw his burning vehicle at the very start. So that's good news for us, and yeah. Ha! You missed, Blood Falcon. You missed your spin attack, sucker. Can't get too cocky yet, because then then stuff like that can happen. They also do their, the Blood Falcon and Black Shadow also do their spin attack on the hardest difficulty as well. This I should also add right to it, making it even harder to beat, sorta. Are you effing kidding me? We were just about to get past a narrow section with no ramp, and of course that crap had to happen at literally a terrible time, with Blood Falcon getting the kill off me. Ugh. Yep, that is why this mission is hard as balls, no matter the difficulty. Normal, hard, or even very hard. I mean, you'll just be lucky if one of them even crashes. By any chance. So yeah, it's pretty much either choice. Play aggressive or play carefully. Whatever you choose. But just try to survive and do your best to defeat all your opponents. Doing that all while surviving. Through the worst case of scenarios. I would also recommend you stick to the right anytime you get to the flame path of like ice physics and that stuff, because slippery ice terrain, they can be your worst enemy sometimes if you don't know how to maneuver them carefully in that sense. And I'm screwed. Yeah, I'm pretty much screwed to lose this race. You can also tell that Blood Falcon or Black Shadow is trying really hard to kill me. They always do this in lap 4. And trust me, they always do this in lap 4. I mean, there is no lap 4 on normal difficulty, thankfully, but that's something you do need to watch out for. There are no other racers that does it in lap 4. Hardly. Considering that they're just a bunch of random dudes also trying to win as well. Well, somebody fell, and I actually don't know who that is, and unfortunately Black Shadow is not one of them, although I wish that was the case here. If only that did happen. If only. And that's the end of the hard difficulty. Blood Falcon and Black Shadow did me a favor on that final lap. Sorta. Because now we just have the very hard difficulty remaining. And for a prize for beating Chapter 7 on hard difficulty, we get the Combat Cannon, Wild Chariot, and Triangle GT. We don't have that many parts to go. Nor is the painful ride on Chapter 7 is over, because we still got very hard to do, so... very hard is going to be something, man. And I mean, these AIs are going to be ruthless. Not just Blood Falcon and Black Shadow. In that sense. Honestly, I'll be impressed if I actually do beat this on the first try, which I have my doubts on that, but... even still, I do believe we do have a possibility of that happening. And I think I'm going to keep the speed as I've been putting it for all the other difficulties that we've done by far. And for the final difficulty, you get to race 5 laps around the track. Similar to how you would do in Super Mario Kart in that instant. And this is the point where I do highly suggest you try to take out Black Shadow as soon as possible. And maybe Blood Falcon. There is a chance that they could also fall off the narrow path as well. There is but a slight chance of that happening. And if you're lucky, you can beat them. As long as the other racers doesn't screw you over, that is. Oh, you jerk! Literally ran him into the back of my ass just to send me the wrong way. Ugh! And the worst part was that was only 2 laps that we were in, and someone hit me at a very bad spot to send me flying to my doom. And that wasn't even Black Shadow or Blood Falcon that did that. That was some other asses that did it. I also would not recommend. I also would not recommend. Also, I would not recommend you try to. I also would not recommend you try to hit the bomb, because hitting the bomb sometimes screws you over in this particular track, and that could spell your doom if you were to try to use them through any sense at all. Oh, come the frick on! Not again! I'm so sick of getting hit at the worst possible spot during the pit stop part! Ugh! You know, I'm gonna be very impressed if I actually do beat this in less than an hour, but right now, that's starting to not look like the case here. With as merciless as these AIs are on this difficulty, they'll hit you in bad spot, and I mean they will hit you in bad spot. And that has already happened twice now. Oh, screw you! Oh, screw you, Samurai Goro! Literally spin attack on me whenever I get close to you. Freaking jerk! Oh, if that's the reason I die, I am gonna be none too happy if that's the reason I die. Well, at least I survived. But that could have killed me right there. And if that did, that would have sucked a lot. Now for his fourth lap, the Black Shadow and Blood Falcon does the same thing as last time. Stick to the front and attack you whenever you get too close to them. In this case scenario, I was honestly like, stay away from them as far as possible until you get to the final lap. Because you really do want to keep up with Black Shadow and Blood Falcon whenever it is possible to do. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to win this race, but that'd be amazing if I could. And I'm also going to say this right now, the AI cheats like hell in this chapter. And it feels like they just have unlimited energy. Mainly Black Shadow and Blood Falcon in that regard. And those two are literally the worst in this chapter. And I mean, they really are. Well, somebody fell, and it looks like Blood Falcon fell. Looks like Blood Falcon fell off the track. Unless that was a Blood Falcon, but I'm pretty sure I saw Blood Falcon just fly off the track. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean by one that's spinning. Because sometimes when they spin it at narrow spot, it usually leads to major consequences for them. And they can kill themselves without you having to kill them. That can happen sometimes. But it's rare that it does happen. I was trying to keep up with Black Shadow and I just slipped off the course, damn it. Almost. That could have been a qualified good run right there had I not goofed and fall in that position. So that was a very unfortunate and untimely death. I'm not feeling too confident. I'm not feeling too confident about this one. Oh boy. I'm not feeling too overly confident about this one. Things are looking pretty slim for me right now. Fourth place, that wasn't actually too bad, honestly. Still a fail, but whatever. Ah, Papa! Fly off the stage already, Bloodhawk! You jerk! Black Shadow's gone! Alright, Black Shadow's gone! That's good news for me! Made sure to take him out first! Wait, what? I killed another player? I actually don't remember when that happened. But honestly, you know what? I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that at least. That way I'm able to keep up with Mr. Relentless Blood Falcon over there. Who, for whatever reason, is not spitting right now at the moment. But I have a feeling he will be sooner or later. Let's see. Okay, he never spun on the final lap. Or fourth lap, I'm sorry. Fourth lap. I have a chance, guys. I have a chance. I have a chance. The door is open. Far and wide. And then the door shut because I just, of course, fall off the stupid stage because of Queen Meteor passing me. Ah, that sucked, dude. I had a chance, but ultimately failed yet again. I am trying to keep a cool head, though. Not let stress get to me. That Dr. Stu is really flashing red. He's red. I mean, so is Mighty Gazelle, but whatever. Been flashing red for quite some time, actually. Oh dear, I might have made a terrible mistake there. Oh no. That might have been a terrible mistake. Oh no. Come on, Blood Falcon. Come on, Captain Falcon. Captain Falcon. With victory! Yeah! Clutch win from behind. It took me less than an hour to beat the very hard mission on Chapter 7. What a comeback, baby! That took me less tries than I thought it was gonna do. So maybe Chapter 5 was the hardest difficulty after all. When played on the hardest difficulty. For your reward for beating the Penultimate Chapter 7, you get the Pink Spider, which is controlled by 3 pilots. Which you'll see in a moment. Let's watch this cutscene one more time together. In satisfaction.
Captain Falcon! The F-ZERO Committee will now present the champion's prize belt.
What the?
Black Shadow, failed again, you good for nothing.
Forgive me, Lord Death!
Just who are you?
I am Deathborn, the Grand Prix champion of the underworld. Why don't you and I race each other tomorrow? Surely, as champion, you have to accept.
Woo! Winning that race felt so good. I can't believe I pulled that off. And just several attempts are very hard. Usually it takes me a lot more tries than that. But that victory was satisfying, and I am going to be satisfied for like the rest of this story mode because we just got done with some of the hardest chapters in the game. I mean, maybe not for you guys, but for me, I can finally let out a sigh of relief. Because that mission is stressful. And I guess since we got Pink Spider, which is controlled by 3 Pilot, I think it's best fitting that we get Twin Norita, Gomar, and Seo along the way as well. And as you can see, we don't have that many machines left to collect. So, yeah. Whew, that was an exciting chapter, but a stressful one at that. I can't believe that took me about less than an hour to record that whole chapter footage. And with that, only 2 chapters remain, and next time, we are going to be racing in hell, in the underworld, to meet up with the real main antagonist of the game himself, Deathborn, who killed Black Shadow in the cutscene with an awesome-ass lightsaber. And that will be another interesting chapter to deal with. So, join me back here next time. Thank you guys for watching it. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to punch that like button. So, once again, I am Fightman64. See you all, have a good day. Game on, my friend, and take care. Goodbye, everybody, and stay safe. Adios. Man, that felt so good to come back from behind and win. So satisfying.